right, good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Blackford Sports Network, home of the Blackford Bruins. Thank you for tuning in today. We welcome you to enjoy the broadcast of the Bruins, but ask that you please come to the games to support them. Please enjoy the broadcast and make sure to check out our sponsors, because without them, none of this would be possible. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Blackford Sports Network. The alumni band taking the stage and giving us a performance of a lifetime as they play with the alumni. They sound really good.
Yep.
And with me, new this week because the guys couldn't make it, is the one and only Chris Landis, former Blackford Bruin and a head coach. Am I right?
Yep.
Of baseball and softball?
Correct.
All right. Chris, how you doing?
Good. It's good to be here and good to see the band. The band sounded like they had that many even when there wasn't that many at the girls' game I helped out earlier this week. But my nephew's over there playing, Spencer Blakely, and I believe you said there's 18 or more over there tonight?
19 is 19? What I was told earlier, but it looks like a lot more.
Yeah, it does. It looks like there's more than that, and they sound great. But I tell you what, I think they have the ball games for the band as much as they do the teams, don't they?
Yeah. All right, your Bruins hosting the Winchester Golden Falcons tonight. The JV team loses one in the final minutes of the game, 60-56. And if you missed that one, it was a very good game, and hopefully you're going to have a little bit better game for this evening with the varsity action. The Winchester Golden Falcons have one player that is their go-to guy, and we'll show him to you here in a minute. But he's 6'6", 6'8"?
6'8".
6'8", junior. Peyton Starks?
Yep.
Peyton Starks.
Sparks. Yep.
Sorry.
No, that's okay.
Peyton Sparks. He's averaging, what was it?
He is averaging 22.9 points a game. He's shooting 55% from the field. He has hit 65 out of 82 free throws, 79%, so he does get to the line. He's averaging a couple blocks a game, and he's also averaging almost 11 rebounds a game.
That's pretty impressive.
He can be a handful. As a matter of fact, I think I said something about to somebody that if Blackford's been tested on the inside by Bar Reeve, Lagodi. You said last night Miss Sinowal did. This is another young man that did not see the floor a lot last year when Blackford played Winchester and won that game by about 15. He's a difference maker. He's their go-to guy on offense. If they do shoot outside from three-point range, he is there to rebound. And he's pretty good about kicking the ball back out, too, if he sees an open teammate. But his biggest asset to that team is defensively. You don't drive down the lane and don't think that he ain't going to be waiting there to take a swat at your shot.
And now that's exactly what we want to do.
Yes, and that's a good thing in our respect, because if you get him in foul trouble, I think it affects Winchester as a team. As long as he's on the court, they run everything through him, and you have to know where he's at.
Yes.
Because, you can't teach 6'8".
No.
You can teach a lot of things, but you can't teach 6'8". So
you can't teach. That's a good way of putting it. You can't teach just 6'8".
That's right, and he likes that bottom block, and I am watching, he is left-handed. I finally watched that. He likes that bottom left block, and he uses that block, and he will back down defenders and use that square on the bank board frequently. And like I said, he's shooting 79% from the foul line. They are 7-5 on the season, so he's almost getting to the foul line, I would say, 7 to 8 times a game average. And there's some games it's probably 16 and some maybe not so many. The big thing is about Winchester is they are 7-5, but they've won 6 of their last 7 games with the only loss in there to Bluffton. And Bluffton's really come on since Blackford beat them early in the year.
Oh, have they?
They've only lost a couple games since that time. And Winchester just recently won the Randolph County tournament that I watched and beat a good Monroe Central team by double digits. So Blackford will have to be on guard for Mr. Sparks.
Okay, so I just want to interrupt you for just a second.
No.
I've been sitting down here watching Sparks kid shooting. He starts off on the corner of the three-point arc and worked his way out to about the volleyball line on the other side. And then worked his way in to about 16 feet, 14 feet, 12 feet, 10 feet, 11 or 10 feet, 8 feet, 6 feet, and he didn't hit a shot until he hit 6 feet.
Well, I was going to say maybe that's kind of like long toss in baseball. He was just getting loose.
He may be. In there. Now he's hitting them now.
I'm going to say from 15 feet in is where he's going to be good. If he wants to pull up and take a three, and I'm Blackford, I'm like, go right ahead.
You can have that one all day.
I just don't want you on the block down there. So that's where he's shooting. He's shooting 55%. My guess is he's shooting 80% down there.
Yeah.
He does have some help. Wade Sickles is averaging 6.5 points. He is a 6-foot guard out front. He is one that Sparks finds quite frequently on that offense. Cole Campbell, 5 points a game. Cole just made All-State in football. I think I was telling you earlier. Weirdly enough, he made it as a defensive player, although he was one of the top running backs in the state yards-wise. Brooks Burleson, a sophomore, is averaging 11 points a game, and he shoots 40% from three-point range. So he's one that Sparks will find when he kicks it back out. Dane Sickles, I had the pleasure of coaching this young man in baseball. He's my son's age. He's a freshman, and he averages about 4 points a game, but he's very athletic. Nathan Dunica, name sound familiar?
Yeah.
6'5" forward that averages 7.5 points a game. And then the other one to keep an eye on is a 6'2" sophomore forward, Gage Patterson, that's averaging about 4.5 points a game. So everything will go through Sparks. You don't average 23 points a game and not touch the ball very often.
Yeah.
He's going to get to the ball or get the ball on that bottom block most of the time, unless Blackford forces him out of his comfort zone, and that would be outside the paint.
And that's where they need to keep him tonight.
Yes, and tonight is one of those tests that, they've been tested with height, like we talked about, in all 3 losses to this point. This is another one of those games that you keep learning from those losses, put what you learned into play, and they've got to be able to stop big guys, because Tipton is the one school right now that I can see that may be standing in the path of Blackford from winning a sectional. And they've only lost one game. They're right there behind Blackford in the polls, maybe one spot ahead of them in the polls. They're a good team, and they will pound the ball in. And come tournament time, I know everybody likes the points. You're not going to put up 90 points in a sectional. You're not going to do it. So your offensive skills are important, but not as much as defensively. You've got to be able to clamp down on people. And one of the things I've thought about a lot this year, Rick Teets, when he coached the Bruins. Oh, okay, it's not the national anthem. When he coached the Bruins in '91, which I believe was the last time they may have won a basketball sectional, first half of that season, that team with Brian Roush and Dave Marshall and Shannon Patterson and David Parker and Dwight Horsley, they were putting up 110 points or more a game.
Wow.
And they were giving up over 102 for a while. I mean, that was Ryan Taylor had the record that Luke just broke just recently. Ryan scored 47 points against Wabash, and Blackford beat Wabash. I believe it was 124 to 122 in overtime.
It was 123. I believe Russ Sutton sent me that one.
Yes. But the second half of the season, Rick flipped things around. They went defensively, and the guys that were known then on Blackford's team were Doug Marshall and J.R. McKinley, who made a name for himself averaging 12, 13 rebounds a game. And come tournament, they won the sectional. They went over to the Wigwam, and they beat Kokomo in the afternoon game and got to the regional championship. And that second half of the season, Rick put the focus on defense, rebounding, and different guys became the focal point of that team, and that's why they did what they did.
You have to be willing to try something up in order to win a sectional, regional, semi-state, or state championship.
Yep.
You can't just keep doing the same thing, because teams now, they know you, they've watched you a few times, and they know how to defend it. High school, you don't have a lot of room to make a lot of adjustments, but if you can, say, get into a regional game and Luke Brown only score 10 points and have Strobel or Elam or Hurd or Willman or any one of those other guys scoring 28 points apiece or 20 points apiece, then I think you can go way deep, which is what I expected of this team at the beginning of the season. But it seems like they've kind of separated themselves from the bench, and they don't use them as much. which means that now you're back to that one-dimensional team where if you try to stop Luke, then the rest of them don't seem to be getting what they usually get. But if we can get that bench involved again, I think the Bruins can do exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, the depth and being one-dimensional and perfect point in what you're bringing up at the state football finals. Those teams that get down there in state are good, and they're there for a reason.
Yep.
However, Eastbrook, as good as Eastbrook was, and Heritage Hills, as good as Heritage Hills was, were one-dimensional. They ran, and it was kind of funny. Ken Dilger was down there that night because he went to Heritage Hills, which I had no idea.
I didn't know that.
So I interviewed him at halftime, and we talked about a lot of things. And then I said, so how does your team come back? Because they were down, I think it was 35-7 at halftime. And he said, our team isn't really built to come from behind like this. You know, we run the ball, and when you run the ball, you know,
you're one-dimensional.
Yeah,
you got nothing. You got nowhere to go.
You can be great at running the ball, but you got to be able to throw the ball a little bit too. You can be great at putting up 90 points a game, but if you don't play any defense and you give up 92, you're going home early.
Exactly.
So I think defensively and rebounding have to be the focuses here because that's what it's going to take to get by Tipton once it comes to sectional.
You are.
And if they can
right.
do those two things, playing here in this gym on their home floor, I think the percentages are going way in their favor of getting out of here.
If we're bringing in the fan base that we're bringing in now,
absolutely,
in the regular season, I can only imagine what it's going to be like at sectional time, playing your sectional game at home. So not only are the teams that are playing you going to try to bring the house, you're going to try to bring the house. This may be the first time this gym sells out.
I'll tell you what.
All right, let's go into a quick break, and we'll be back here shortly.
Veterans or AMVETS. Our mission is to help all veterans secure the benefits they're entitled to as part of their enlistment. If you're a veteran and have never registered with the VA, contact us to discover all the benefits you may be entitled to. Our service officers are local in VA hospitals in Fort Wayne, Marion, and Indianapolis. They're certified to file a VA claim for you and see it through at no charge to you. Contact AMVETS at the number listed below.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like your attention at this
time. Very good job by the alumni band tonight.
Absolutely.
Bureau Insurance Fan of the Game. On behalf of the Indiana High School Athletic Association, Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance agents Bertie Sones and Brannigan Norton, along with Bruin Athletic Director, who's not here this evening, would like to recognize Bob Powers as Fan of the Game.
Bob Powers.
Bob will receive a concession pass and an Indiana High School Athletic Association sportsmanship band.
I think I'll be here 2 weeks from tonight, and they're going to do that for my dad.
Is that really? Really?
Yeah.
Your dad deserves it.
What we talked about with Aubrey coming back that night, maybe.
Yes.
People got to do some talking there. No.
Ladies and gentlemen, this
people
time
well ahead
like
of me. We need to put that bug in, though.
Yep.
All
right, starting lineups.
Okay.
And a guard, a 6-foot junior, number 10.
If you have your Blackford basketball app, go ahead and sign in now to get that light show going, even if you're at home. Even if you are at home.
We talked a little bit about Winchester. Blackford stats here. We got Dalton Woolman with 6.5 points and 6.5 rebounds, and he's had some monster games on the boards of late. Cameron Elam, 7.5 points. Brandon Strobel, 13.7 points. Peyton Hurd, 4 points. Luke Brown, 32.1 points, 9.5 assists. And Maxwell Wars with 11 points a game.
All right, should be a good start to the game here. Again, Jerry Hoover out.
And another forward position, 6'3", senior number 5, Brandon Strobel.
Let's see if I recognize any of the officials, and we'll kind of. Sometimes I know by seeing them what kind of night it's going to be.
Yeah.
And a guard position, a 6'2" junior, number 25, Luke Brown.
I'm not sure I recognize them.
And every other guard, a 6' junior, number 1, it's Cam Elam. Coaches of the Bruins, Mr. Jerry and Don Hooper.
All right, here we go. Jerty's back. Jerty, it's been too long, my friend, too long. All right, let's get these scoreboards on here.
Looks like Blackford's going to have Brandon Strobel jumping against Sparks, and Strobel's got about 5 inches disadvantage right off the bat.
Yeah.
And it looks more than that from up here. And the officials are still counting players, and if it's taking that long, that can't be a good sign. There's only 10, man.
Oh, wait a second. I do recognize one of them.
Yeah.
The bald guy down on the block.
On the baseline?
On the baseline. Thank you.
Okay.
Winchester wins the tip.
I don't like these uniforms already. We got black jerseys with black numbers.
Yeah.
Which those are illegal in another year.
I was getting ready to say, I didn't think that they were, this is the last year for them.
That was number 34.
All right, Winchester starting off with a 3.
Levi Slusher, who I didn't even write down how many points he was averaging, so it couldn't have been too many.
Oh, that one well off. But a good idea to get down into the short range. And now Sparks all the way out at the top of the key, starting to work his way down into the baseline, but nope. Back out. They've got another guy down there, and Dalton Willman on him.
Maybe they're
playing good defense, and he doesn't get it, and Sparks gets the rebound. I thought he got away with a travel there.
Yeah.
They kick it back out to the top.
That's Dunica. That's Dunica, the 6'7" kid that they've got down there.
Is that who it is? Oh,
yes.
Wow. All right, and Ward's doing a very good job of containing Sparks early on here, getting out in front of him whenever the ball is whatever he's calling for it. There he goes. He started to push him out, and now he's dropped his shoulder, and good job by Wars, just not able to contain it.
That's one of those things you find out early. If they're going to let him get away with that, that's going to tell you how they're going to have to play him.
That's right. A 3 by Wars, no good.
There's Willman.
And he's going to get fouled early on here. Here we go.
Personal foul on Winchester. Fouls on number 34, Slusher.
Slusher.
He's the one that came out and hit the 3 right away for Winchester.
All right, which one was the Dunica, 30?
He's the big young man. That would be number 30, Nathaniel Dunica.
Yep. He is related to Ridge Dunica on the team.
Okay.
Yes, he is making us work tonight, Jerty. Yes, they are.
And he's got 4 inches on Dalton, so giving up some height tonight.
Oh, Dalton short on that one. Rebound to Sparks. And now Winchester going to move the ball up. And again, working it on the outside. Sparks all the way at the top of the key there. Kicks it back out to the open Winchester player. No good. Rebound goes to Elam and Brown. I didn't see which one to actually credit it
Elam grabbed it and then gave it to Luke.
And Brown kicked it out to Wars as he went out. Wars driving in, gets the roll for 2.
Nice move.
And this is what I was talking about earlier on to somebody, is running this Sparks kid up and down. He was the last one to get back on defense or offense on that play.
And that's one of those shots I'm sure coach is going, would you get on the block?
3 for Brown.
Luke buries the 3 and actually gives the Bruins a 6-5 lead.
You know, I've gotten a lot of text messages from people asking if Brown has lost his 3.
Oh, he traveled.
If Brown has lost his 3-point shot, and if that doesn't answer your question, I don't know what will.
No, but, you know, Luke has so many parts to his game. That
Yes.
doesn't have to be the main part all the time.
Exactly.
And there's nights that, you know, if I'm coach, you probably want him driving and get those guys into foul trouble.
Exactly. He's an all-around good player, and he's not afraid to go in and pick up those easy points. I say easy because they're short, but I got called out last night for calling a drive, and he goes for another 3.
Yeah, he's lost it. It's gone.
And again, Sparks, the last one to get back on offense here.
Well, and to go to your point a minute ago, if they get to running, he does have – I mean, he takes himself out of games quite often to rest for a couple minutes at a time.
Yeah.
And running up and down the court is not a good thing for him or this team.
Oh, Ward's going to pick up the foul on that one.
That's going to be Maxwell's first.
I'm kind of curious how Sparks is on his free throw shooting.
79%.
Ooh.
Yeah, he's 79% shooter. He has hit 65 out of 82 this year.
That's not too bad, and he does hit that one.
And I bragged him up, and it did absolutely no good right there.
It doesn't work on opposing teams.
I guess not. Well, I don't know. Dave had it going on the girl from Union City the other night.
And he does hit both of them. All right.
So Sparks has 4 of their first 7 points right out of the gate. And they've got him playing really high defensively, which surprises me too.
That was a quick foul on number 24 for Winchester.
Although I will say right now, they're going to have to guard Luke a little closer since he's hitting those shots from Marsh, actually Needlers now. And bringing Sparks out there, though, that could get him in foul trouble because if Luke takes off and blows by him, he's going to be reaching, trying to get that block.
Exactly. And now Sparks out on. Oh, you got to take that, Wars.
There, he went for the block, and I think he got a piece of it. I don't think it was a great piece, but he did get a piece of it.
And Winchester going to try and drive it in. Elam with the rebound.
Elam's
and
got
now
3.
The Bruins look to be playing their style of offense, pushing the ball down the court. Brown jumps in. And that was nice. Did you see Sparks pull off of that?
Yep. He doesn't want to get in foul trouble.
So you've already got him knowing, hey, we're going to work you for foul trouble. A nice drive. That was a nice-looking spin move by Sparks.
Yes, he is excellent off. You let him get the ball in that left block, and you're in trouble.
Brown for 3. That
Boom.
one's off.
Oh, I thought it was good over here.
And that one's going to be off.
That's going to be
and it is
Blackford
off of
ball.
Winchester. I thought
Brown
that it was off Willman, but
Brown has started off hitting 3 of his first 5 shots for 8 points, so good start for him.
Exactly. The inbound to Brown, drives around, takes it all the way to the hole. Sparks nowhere near.
Nope.
For an easy bucket of 2. And now Winchester looks like they're trying to push the ball up the court.
Oh, Sparks kind of cleared out there with that elbow.
3 is good.
This
is going to be
20,
an
that
exciting
is
game.
Burleson, second leading scorer on the team with a 3 to pull Winchester back within 1.
And now Brown driving around into the paint, kicks it out to Strobel for 3, no good. And Sparks with the rebound. And again, Sparks, the charge. Who's that number 24, isn't it?
That is Dane Sickles, I believe.
That would be number 2 for him.
Yep.
And he's going to have a seat.
He is the freshman that starts for Winchester. A little anxious tonight.
It's always a big game when teams play Blackford.
Yep.
Everybody seems to bring their best. And I'm kind of disappointed today, Chris.
Why's that?
It looks like there's a lot of wooden seats that
Yeah,
I'm seeing.
I noticed that earlier.
Oh, Brown in and out. Not much you can do about it. Oh, gets
Elam
it down
knocks that loose and draws a foul. Yep.
That one should be on number 10, I believe. It is.
Foul's at number 10 of the Falcons.
Tell you what, Elam's got 4 rebounds already, and he is doing a great job inside.
Yes, he is. And now Elam going to shoot 1 of 2 here. The gym gets quiet, and he sinks the first one. Number 30's coming in for Sparks.
Yep.
Sparks looks tired. That's the wild thing about a big guy like that is they can't run up and down the court.
Well, right now, when he's out, that's when you've got to send your guys through the lane. Send them to the basket, get the other guys in foul trouble. And right now, you don't have to worry about that 6'8" guy on the block down there either. You can kind of force them out to maybe take some bad shots.
That's right. And Winchester trying to work the ball out, and it looks like you're going to pick up a foul, number 44. It looked like he held on to Max Ward's shoulder to get up there and get that rebound.
And that is Gage Patterson, and that's his first, team 5th already. And if you notice, Winchester's got 5 fouls, and Sparks doesn't have any of them.
And so it sounds like Don Hoover got these boys ready to come out here and play this big inside threat team.
And I tell you, the one thing you gotta give Sparks credit for too, even when he isn't getting block shots, you probably have to adjust your shot or do adjust your shot just knowing that he's in there.
Brown for 3, that one's off.
Yeah, that was
rebound
left, and that's gonna
Strobel, but goes out of bounds on number 20. The
I heard a whistle.
Have a conference.
Yep, I bet you they switch it.
He does.
You don't want to do that to your partner a lot of times, but if it's the right call, I guess it's the right call. But that was a good fight by Strobel in there because he got that ball for Blackford.
Okay, that one kind of had me worried there for a second. Stephen Hoover was coming in for Strobel,
okay,
but then they traded it out. Willman's coming out.
Yeah, Dalton works hard in there. He gets a lot of stats that you don't keep on a stat sheet.
That should be a travel.
He traveled, I think, before Blackford fouled him, or at least looked that way.
It looked like it to me, but they are calling the foul on Max Wars. And they're calling it on the shot.
And that's going to be 2.
He never got the ball out of his hand.
Okay, that's just 1 on Maxwell. They gave the last one to Luke.
Wow.
I didn't see that either.
The first shot is good.
And Winchester's off to a 3-for-3 start from the line.
I thought I seen Sparks was getting ready to come back in. No, there he is in front of the scorer's table.
Okay, he's coming in for the shooter then. So he sent out 37 seconds. And they're getting him right back in.
Yeah, they give him a little bit of a break, and that's not going to be good. Dalton Willman is the guy that's been doing a really good job of defense on him.
Just keep pushing the ball and push the tempo and wear him out.
Now Brown back out to the top, and they've got Sparks playing defense on him. Brown's going to drive around, kicks it out to – that's way off.
Way off, yeah. That was way short.
And Winchester slows it down. Kick it down to the corner. Sparks was asking for it. Number 30 with the long 3.
That is Nathan Dunica,
yep.
His first 3 of the night, and Winchester's on top by 2.
All right, Brown with the ball. It looks like Ward's going to set a pick. He goes up against, and he drives it all the way in. No foul called. Finds himself on the ground, and Winchester really slowing the tempo down here.
Yeah, they don't want to run because then Sparks can't stay on the court. There's a nice layup for Elam unless he gets hammered in the process, and he does.
A hard foul from Dunica. And Elam's going to go back to the line, shooting 2.
That's Dunica's first foul of the game, but I'll tell you what, that's 6 on Winchester. They've almost got Blackford in the bonus in the first quarter.
In the first quarter.
And I would have loved a minute ago when Sparks came out and got on Luke, I'd have loved to seen Luke take off for the hole because, number 1, Sparks is either going to foul him or Luke's going to blow right by him.
Absolutely.
Number 10, Wade Sickles back into the lineup.
Because while you can't teach 6'8", you can't teach 6'8" to guard a point guard either.
Sickles is back in. I thought he had 2 fouls.
Well, there's 2 of them.
Oh, okay.
That may be Wade that's the junior.
You're probably right then.
And Elam is now 4 for 4 from the foul line and 4 rebounds here in the first quarter.
Elam looking good. And look at that defense that Dennis Rodman is playing. They
That's
kick
right.
it back out for a 3.
12.
No good.
And Sparks
Rebound
gets
to
the
Sparks.
rebound. Oh.
He's going to kick it back out. Oh, nope. Dunica with it. Now kicks it back out. They're going to reset and regroup here for Winchester.
Well, Sparks has 5 rebounds already, and most of them have actually been on the offensive end, I think. And there's number 6.
Oh, he misses the bunny. Elam with the rebound, and now Brown's going to bring it down with less than 30 on the clock. And that's going to be a blocking foul. 17-17, a blocking foul on, who was that, 12?
I'm looking to, I was actually marking a stat
12.
down, number 12, so that is Cole Campbell.
His first, and
the
that
football
is
player, yeah.
now bonus for Blackford.
Yep, and I'll tell you what, you don't want to be fouling Luke and sending him up there all night in the bonus, or you might as well just give him 2 now.
The first one is good. You better watch what you say.
Nah, I'm okay on this one.
You have 333 fans online.
I don't think I would jinx him. That's 11 points for Luke already.
And you did it.
Well, I didn't miss it.
Uh-oh, foul on Hoover. That's too tight. Lay off.
That is, that's number 32, Hoover. That is his first and the team third. So, like we said, though, now's when, if I'm Coach Hoover, man, I'm telling our guys, get to the hole. We're in the bonus already.
Yep, 23 seconds. Winchester picks the ball up right at the timeline.
Blackford, actually, they got in each other's way there.
And the easy jumper there. I don't even think it was a jumper, just a
He just tossed it.
flat-footed shot, yes.
When you're looking down at the rim, you don't have to shoot, right? And there, that was the move I wanted to see.
That's a 2, no good. Rebound goes to Winchester, and they're going to let the clock drain down here. And that's going to be your score after 1. 19 the Falcons, 18 for the Bruins, and we'll be back.
Acres Church of Christ in Muncie, a friendly congregation striving for biblical truth. Only 20 minutes south of Hartford City on Reagan Road, just west of the Muncie Bypass. Town Acres has classes for all, loves visitors, and works to embody the first century church. Sunday Bible study at 9:30 a.m., worship at 10:30 and 1:30. Visit us on the web at townacreschurchofchrist.org. No one is a stranger at Town Acres Church of Christ.
Again, the score 19-18 after 1 when we come back.
Sales and service with Scott Confer and crew have over 85 years of experience in the auto sales and service area. Since 1946, Huggins has been a name you can trust to get you the car or truck you need and providing you with all of your service department needs from their highly trained ASC master technicians. Located at 2603 North Walnut Street in Hartford City. Or you can see their inventory at HugginsShowroom.com.
Hey, Chris, Don Cabrick says they look like they can actually play tonight.
Well, they do seem to have a lot of energy, and on back-to-back nights, that isn't always the case. But like what you and I discussed earlier, losing last night's got to be a little bit of motivation.
You're right. All right. You want to go ahead with the stats while they play?
Yep, I will do that here. Or actually, we'll wait, and maybe we'll get a whistle.
Good struggle.
Okay.
All right.
That's Strobel's first basket of the night. Okay. Winchester, 3 for 7 from three-point range, 3 for 6 from two-point range. And the only one that's they've only had 2 players shoot from two-point range, and one of those is Sparks, who is 3 for 4. Free throws, 4 for 4 for Winchester. Each team had 1 turnover.
Nice job by Cam Elam. I'm sorry to interrupt.
No, you're fine.
Cam Elam caused some disruption, and now Brown tries the 3. Nope. I thought Dalton was going to be able to come down with that rebound, but Sparks does. Oh, and now we've got the steal. We got Brown on the run. From behind, they gets it too.
They tried to foul him there.
And no call. I thought he got the foul, but.
Winchester had 11 rebounds in the first quarter. 7 of those belonged to Mr. Sparks.
Wow.
For Blackford. Blackford was 3 for 7 in the first quarter from two-point range. There's that left block. He's tough to stop on that block. And Blackford was 2 for 7 from three-point range, 6 for 8 from the foul line, and that was in 1 quarter. Again, only 1 turnover. There's the foul.
That's how you do it.
Blackford had 7 rebounds in the first quarter, and 5 of those belonged to Mr. Elam.
How many? What now?
Blackford had 7 rebounds in the first quarter, and 5 of them belonged to Elam.
Elam picking it up tonight.
Yes, absolutely. And that is Sparks' first foul of the night.
And he knew it. He went over to his coach and said, that one's on me. I think it almost appears to me as though the coach has really ingrained in Sparks, hey, they're going to go after you just because of your size, and you can't let them get to you.
If you watch him on offense, he is agile. But
Yeah,
I just, trying to have him guard Luke out front, I just don't think that's a very good matchup for him.
He's not that agile.
No, not at all. And Sparks is off to a 10-point start, and Luke now has 15 points already.
I was getting ready to say it seemed like he had 15.
He was in the lane for a few seconds there, too.
I was just getting ready to bring that up.
Yep.
Mark Wilhelm's asking who's with me tonight.
Oh, nobody. That is Dalton Willman's first foul of the game, and Dalton should get a lot of credit because he plays about a foot taller than he is sometimes on that inside.
And that is Chris Landis, the other guy that you hear tonight, Mark.
Sparks just hit his third free throw of the game. He is 3 for 3 from the foul line, so he's going to butcher this one because I said that. Nope.
He does hit it. Hurd's in the game now.
I'm about to throw something on the court next time to get his attention. just kidding, Tony.
All right, Brown working the ball around. Oh, I thought he was going to give it down to Willman on the baseline.
Tell you what, they're trying to play him one-on-one, and that's, I was over at Winchester for this game last year. Wars went strong, but
not strong enough.
No, and that's number 9 on rebounds for Mr. Sparks.
Wow.
And there he's shooting a 3, and I let him
good.
shoot that all night.
And he does. Oh, I think Hurd and Strobel got mixed up together.
I think Strobel about lost his arm.
And Strobel's going to drive it in. Hurd gets the rebound. Willman!
Boom.
That's what we have been waiting for all year long. Cody and Grant, you are fired. And Chris, you're hired.
Hey, I'll be here. I hope to get back over here quite a bit now anyway. So.
All right, they get it down to Sparks. He drives into that left block off the glass.
And I'll tell you what, that would have been defensive pass interference because I think Willman had a hold of his jersey when he first turned to go to the basket right there. That's about the only time you call that when you see the jersey.
There it is. For those that have been asking me, I don't think he's lost it. That's number 3 or 4 now.
He's 3 for 6 tonight.
That's
a pretty good percentage for Reggie Miller even. And Luke doesn't kick his leg out to get 3 free throws when he goes up. So.
All right, the Falcons now moving the ball around the outside of the arc.
That was a walk.
Step in. Ooh.
That should have been a foul on top of it.
That one's going to be Blackford ball out of bounds on Winchester.
Number 10, when Wade caught that ball, he took 2 steps into a shot without putting it on the floor. That's travel.
Yes.
And then he actually, I don't know who he mugged right there in the head, but
I didn't
charging
see that
in there like that, he got somebody in the head. So thank goodness Blackford got the ball. And I'll tell you, this pace right now, 30 points, and we're not even halfway through the second quarter. This definitely favors Blackford.
Nice job by Dalton Willman. Way to go by Mark, the assist for Brown.
Yes, an absolutely beautiful touch there by Dalton. Just lofted that up over there, and can't block those shots when he does that.
Yes.
Trying to get Sparks going again down there. Back out.
No good. The rebound. Bruins just weren't in the position for that one. They were all under the basket where they should be, and it took a wild bounce. And now, again, Sparks way out on the arc, but now working his way into that left side block.
Yep.
He gets the ball on Willman, and he puts it off the glass, no good, and rebound, mark it up another one for Cam Elam.
Sparks actually switched hands and went up with his right hand there.
3 is good! Cam Elam, and we've got a timeout by the Falcons. The Bruins handling business here, starting off the second quarter, leading 35-25.
Looking for a used car at an affordable price? Call Dave Montgomery at Dave's Car Corner. He has the nicest used cars on the market, and you just can't beat the friendly service that Dave Montgomery provides. Located at 1225 North Walnut Street in Hartford City.
In the student section.
Where at?
Straight across from you. About the third row.
I don't know, but straight across from me, upstairs is my dad.
How high up is he?
Up against the rail, straight across from me. He's sitting down up with this right behind him. He's right behind the old guy, up to his right.
All right, now Straight across in the first row or the first level?
Upstairs, yeah.
Oh, upstairs.
No. Well, he's up against the rail. There's Luke.
That was a good one. He's the one with the cane, right?
Yep.
Okay. Off the glass, no good. Rebound, Wars. And the Winchester player, I thought he had it, but he tried to take a dribble, gives it over to Hurd. Hurd kicks it back out for three, no good.
Woman went down hard there.
He did, and a nice show of sportsmanship from Peyton Sparks.
Number 5, Strobel back in the lineup.
I think he's going to take out Hurd. Thought he might be taking Dalton out just to check on him there.
I'm pretty sure one of the Winchester kids might have been having a bit of a conversation with the official.
If you're looking at Winchester right now, reading body language, they're getting frustrated. That number 10 that came down and missed the shot last time down court just stood there for a second. So I think they're getting pretty flustered here.
Yes, they are. And it shows twice now they've said something to the referees. So
yep.
Anytime you're doing that, that means that you're thinking that the referees are taking your game away from you.
You're distracted.
And now Sparks has it at the top of the paint. He kicks it back out. He was not open, nor was one of his players. He gets the rebound. Been standing in the paint for 5 minutes. And a good steal by Max Wars. Brown with the ball. He picks up for a long three. And there it is. Number 5, right? And another timeout by the Falcons. 4.
Yeah, Blackford has actually started this quarter off 7 for 10.
7 for 10, and let's get into a quick break before we talk to Chris some more.
Neck, back, or joint pain? Clear Choice Chiropractic can help. From neck pain, migraine, stress, or a colicky baby, Clear Choice Chiropractic has the tools necessary to help you live pain-free. Call Dr. Malia Robertson today at 765-329-5044 and schedule an appointment. Don't live another day in pain. Call now, 765-329-5044, or stop in and visit them at 1501 North Walnut Street in Hartford City.
All right, Chris, we are back, and I was just telling you on the break that Winchester called the last time out, and the Bruins came up and really pushed that ball, and it got Winchester flustered and had to call now a second timeout.
Winchester's not built to run up and down the court. They've got some athletes, but they need sparks in there. I mean, that's who everything runs through, and you noticed in the first 3 minutes of the game he wasn't even sprinting up and down the court. He's that's just not their game. Not their game.
He is not a sprinter, that's for sure.
If you get him the ball in that bottom left block, 9 times out of 10 it's going in the hole. But you start running up and down and you beat him down the court, and of course the way Luke's shooting from outside tonight, they're probably not even getting everybody down court, and you know your luck's not going well when that happens.
No, it's not. And Sparks, he didn't have much effort to jump up there and get that ball off the – oh, wait a second.
It's a jump ball, so it goes back in their position.
All right, man, had me worried there for a second.
It's a jump ball in that situation.
All right, so Winchester back with the ball, and he had all day long to set up for that three.
If that had been a baseball, you could say he was counting the seams on it before he tossed it up there. But
I think he might have been counting the dimples on it.
Yeah, that could have been. Nice
kick over
pass.
to Wars for three. And Blackford is hot tonight from the arc.
It's good to be back in your own gym.
That is true.
It is good to be back because they are shooting lights out.
And now Winchester moving it, and we've got 3 guys sitting on Sparks.
And Dane Sickles can hit that three, and they just left him wide open, and he passed it up.
And Hoover is literally leaning into Sparks.
Good defense.
Oh, a nice job. Travel.
Yep. He traveled before, and actually Luke got his elbow on that ball, you know. That's why you just get your hands out in the passing lanes and good things happen.
Exactly. And now Blackford's going to inbound the ball. Brown with it. He's going to bring it up, already looking up to see what's going on, and he jumps for a long three.
I think he knew he was going to do that when they threw the ball in.
He does not hit it, and they get it down to Sparks. And a good job by Elam putting a hand on it. They get it to another player in the paint. No good. Elam with another rebound. Brown quickly kicks it out to Hoover, and Hoover mishandles it. And now we've got a reset with Elam. Wars calling for the ball. Now he's directing traffic. Gives it over to Brown. Brown drives into the paint, and he gets mugged by Sparks.
Number 2 on Sparks.
Foul number 2. And I don't think he liked that call.
That stutter step. Well, you know, and always when you're a player, you're always going, I didn't smack him. You get him with your body as much as you do smacking him.
Exactly, and it looked like he was all over him on that one.
Yeah, absolutely.
And now Brown's shooting 2. First of 2 is good. The Bruins jumping out to, 16-point lead now.
Luke has almost got his number in the first half. If he hits this.
Are you serious?
Yeah, now Luke is only trailing Winchester by 3.
How many rebounds does Cam have? Somebody have?
He has 7.
7?
Yep. He had 5 in the first quarter. He's had 2 this quarter.
Wow.
Had Dalton Willman and some other guys get involved a little bit this quarter.
Oh, that kicked all the way across for 3. No good. Wars with the rebound. And who is that, 34?
That is Levi Slusher.
Slusher tried to steal it. Wasn't able to get it. Ooh. And now you can hear that smack all the way up here.
Yep.
Kick it over to Cam for 3. That's good. And that is the half. The Bruins lead by 20, 48-28. And Chris, we'll be right back with some halftime show after this.
Insurance claim suffered to your home or business and not quite sure if you're getting the settlement you deserve? If so, contact Jeremy and the team of CMA Claim Management Adjusters for a free claim consultation. Nationally recognized as one of the nation's most respected public adjusting firms, CMA handles all types of insurance claims: fire, theft, hail, flood, and many more. Large or small, we settle them all, ensuring you get everything you're entitled to. Contact CMA today for a free consultation at 844-CMA-9110 or visit their website at www.claimmanagementadjusters.com.
Go to another break?
Yeah, I can.
You ready for it?
I can. Yeah,
All right, this halftime stats show is brought to you by Town Acres Church of Christ, located at 2411 East Riggin Road in Muncie, Indiana. Chris?
Okay, I'm still doing a little bit of figuring here, but Winchester really struggled that second quarter after hitting 3 out of 7 threes in the first quarter. They were 1 for 6 that quarter and only hitting one late to get that one. They struggled from the field in general, other than Sparks, who was 2 for 3 from 2-point range. They were 2 for 7 as a team and finished the first half 9 for 26. So they're 35% from the field there.
That's not good stats for the field.
Yeah, and Sparks is the only one that got to the foul line in the second quarter. He hit both of his attempts, and Winchester is 6 for 6 from the foul line. Sparks has 14 points, 10 rebounds. Other than that, we have Wade Sickles with 2 rebounds. Nobody else has more than 1. They had 4 turnovers in the first half. Blackford limited to 3 turnovers in the first half.
All right, we'll be right back with Blackford stats right after this message.
Veterans or AMVETS. Our mission is to help all veterans secure the benefits they're entitled to as part of their enlistment. If you're a veteran and have never registered with the VA, contact us to discover all the benefits you may be entitled to. Our service officers are local in VA hospitals in Fort Wayne, Marion, and Indianapolis. They're certified to file a VA claim for you and see it through at no charge to you. Contact AMVETS at the number listed below.
Okay. They're 8 for 15 from 3.
Acres Church of Christ in Muncie, a friendly congregation striving for biblical truth. Only 20 minutes south of Hartford City on Riggin Road, just west of the Muncie Bypass. Town Acres has classes for all, loves visitors, and works to embody the first century church. Sunday Bible study at 9:30 a.m., worship at 10:30 and 1:30. Visit us on the web at townacreschurchofchrist.org. No one is a stranger at Town Acres Church of Christ.
Everybody hitting.
All right, Chris, we are back, and this again brought to you by Town Acres Church of Christ, located at 2411 East Riggin Road in Muncie. Go ahead.
Okay, we got some Blackford stats here. Number one, the first half ended up tied in rebounding, 16-16, and Cam Elam has 8 of those 16 for Blackford.
Wow.
Dalton Willman has a couple. Max Wars has 3. And then we also have Strobel, Hurd, and Hoover in the rebound column as well. The shooting was just unbelievable for Blackford in the first half. There's no really other way to say it. 50%, 15 for 30 from the field, 7 of 13 from two-point range, and 8 for 15, 53% from three-point range.
Wow.
Blackford also from the foul line missed 2, and as you and I have talked about, 10 for 12. They've got to the foul line 12 times in the first half. If they get to the foul line 24 times a game, they're going to win a lot of ball games because they shoot over 70% as a team, and that's important. Luke with 25 points. Somebody said go out and get your number in the first half, so he did.
Definitely did.
Dalton Willman, 6 points and just very physical in there. You know, how well you play defense, there's really no stat to keep that on. But you just held a team that's won 6 out of 7, 28 points in the first half with a 6'8" guy, and Dalton was a big part of that playing defense underneath.
Yes, Dalton's a big part.
Absolutely. Elam nails 2 out of 3 threes. He also has 4 free throws, 10 points, and 8 boards in the first half. Well on his way to a double-double. Great job by the 6-foot junior.
Now, wait a second. You said Cam Elam.
Yeah.
So he's already got 10 points. He only needs 2 more rebounds.
Yeah, he's got 10 points, 8 rebounds. Yeah,
right,
absolutely. Strobel has only taken 3 shots in the first half. He's 1 for 3 for 2 points, and he also has a rebound. I'm looking here. Stephen Hoover's 0 for 1 from the field, and then Wars is 2 for 5, one of those being a 3, one of those being a 2-point, and he has 5 points at the half. So when you shoot the ball like they're shooting right now, you're not going to get beat by very many people. Doing a great job defensively on Sparks. You know, he does have his 14 points, but 6'8", like we said, you know, you can't teach it, but sometimes you aren't going to completely stop that either.
Yeah, you don't need to stop it because you're never going to win a game scoring 23 points only.
Right.
So if you stop everybody else, you can let him get 30, 35 points all night long. Just play a good, solid defense on
him. And the other guys are getting frustrated because he is kicking the ball out to them. They are not making the shots that I saw them make a week ago tonight.
Right.
They were hitting those threes and building a lead. They got up 3-6 points, and it just kept going to where they were up by a dozen. And Blackford just showed what shooting can do because Blackford actually scored the last 12 points of the quarter.
Yeah.
And this was not that. It was not a 20-point game, you know, halfway through the second quarter. Blackford was up 6-8 points. But when you're draining threes like that and Luke is finding the open guy, and then plus he's just shooting lights out tonight as well, Blackford is going to be a very hard team to beat when they're playing like they are right now. I think the one thing Coach is probably looking for is let's go out and put a whole half together again, and don't go, hey, we're up by 20, we can, you know, put it in neutral. Because that's when you can get yourself in trouble.
No, right now is the time that you need to put the pedal to the metal, and we'll be back with some more halftime.
Sales and service with Scott Confer and crew have over 85 years of experience in the auto sales and service area. Since 1946, Huggins has been a name you can trust to get you the car or truck you need and providing you with all of your service department needs from their highly trained ASC Master Technicians, located at 2603 North Walnut Street in Hartford City, or you can see their inventory at hugginsshowroom.com.
All right, Chris, we are back. You wanted to talk a little bit more. I want to let the fans listen to the band for a little while, so if you've got something to say, go ahead.
Hey, if I'm Winchester right now, you got to be telling your team, listen, we can't go out and just start firing up threes because there is no 20-point shot. You know, they've got to get the ball down to Sparks and keep doing what they are good at and trying to chip away. And then they just got to pray that Blackford doesn't keep shooting 53% from three-point range because if that happens, there isn't anything you can do.
Now, we were talking a little bit before during the break, but you'll hear a lot of people say, well, Winchester's not a really good team, so of course Blackford can win these games. And you asked me to bring up, I hope you meant Blackford's schedule.
Yeah.
I've got Blackford's schedule sitting right here in front of me. You wanted to say something.
You know, I read a lot online, and and unfortunately I don't, well, maybe it's fortunately I don't comment or say what I want to, but, a lot of people are always talking about Blackford's schedule, and here's my thoughts on that. Number one, they've added Northwestern, which is a pretty good-sized school, good basketball school. Their girls won the state last year. They've added Andrean, won the state last year, maybe in more than one sport, if I'm not mistaken. They went down and played in the tournament where they played 3 really good teams. So right there's 5 teams they've added in the last 2 years that have made that schedule a lot better than what people want to give them credit for.
Well, most people will say they've lost those games. They can only beat teams that are good teams.
But you learn
not good teams.
You learn more from losing than you do from winning. I know when I coached even baseball and softball, we could sit down after a game and the kids could tell me, what do we need to get better at? And I would go to practice the next day and say, you guys are going to plan practice based on what you told me last night we need to work on. And that's what you do, and you try to get better and you get better. And you have to start somewhere. I can remember in the early 2000s, mid-2000s, I was hearing people around here going, we should still be playing Anderson, Marion, Muncie Central, Huntington, because that's who we played when we were in school. Yep. And you know what? We didn't win those games when I was in school very often. I remember Schroep nailing a shot, and we beat Muncie Central at the end of a game here in our gym. I know they beat Marion a couple times. We took money. Anderson paid us so much money a year to go get it handed to us in the wigwam between Norm held, the officiating, and everything else. But we went because playing in that atmosphere helped you.
Right.
And people thought we should have still been doing that. And when your program was at where it was at, why would you want to do that to your kids? You've got to start somewhere. And the schedule they play is not a bad schedule, and you don't want to load your team up with 20 teams that you can't beat.
That's true.
True. It is doing them good to be tested, and there's Strobel with the three.
Strobel getting into the game. I agree with you. I think you have to play some good teams, but when you've went, 1-71 or 1-72?
0-68 at one point.
Yeah, 0-68. You've got to get rid of some of those tougher opponents.
Yeah.
And go with an easier schedule. And I was talking to Tony Ugan about it, and Ugan flat out told me, he said, hey, look, we have contracts with these schools. You have to sign a 4-year contract, and half of those schools we were playing, we were just at the beginning of the contract with them.
That's the other thing. Seeing people say
volleyball line. Ooh.
I was going to say Winchester was just going to get in on the bus if they hit that one. Because if they're going to come out and start the way they finished, it is not going to be good.
No, it's not.
But, the other thing is, being an AD, you can't turn your schedule over overnight, and you want to sign a bunch of 4-year contracts against people that 2 years from now you have no idea.
Right.
I'm not saying that the level of play is going to change at all, but I'm just saying you don't want to do that. You don't want to sign a 4-year contract with a team that 2-3 years from now you're going, oh, man, we're going to be right back to where we were.
Yeah, exactly.
And also some of the people that make those comments, there's some teams that are on Blackford's schedule that they are not the ones that made the changes anyway. Delta, I know, and Marion and a few other schools got to the point where they were saying, hey, we're just not getting competitive games from you. We need to look elsewhere too.
Right.
So it isn't all just on Tony's shoulders or Blackford's shoulders to do that with the schedule. There is a process to it, and you got to find open dates.
No, we've got a foul down on the block. Yes. 34?
30. Dunica, that's his second.
Number 2 on it.
And, there's teams that you got to find dates that match that may not work out. You could sit down and make out a wish list, and not everything's going to go your way.
You're right. Brown all the way into the basket for 2.
So there's a lot to the scheduling that all those ADs out there in computer land that can hide behind their computer and their desk that want to tell everybody how to do everything.
Oh,
he actually kind of pushed off, and that's why he lost the ball. that just aren't possible. You know,
Right.
we even got to a point where we were playing Jay County twice here. They were playing Jay County twice every year, and they stopped doing that again. So, although now I'm sure Jay County probably wouldn't want to play twice a year.
3-pointer.
3 points.
That was Slusher who hit the opening 3-point shot.
For those of you
Winchester.
asking about the score, I apologize. I never claimed to be a
It is
professional.
53-35 right now, and Strobel has come out with a hot hand and hit 2 of the first 3 shots he's taken.
All right.
And I am going to sneak down and get some pictures, and I'll be back up the 4th.
All right. It'll just be me for the 3rd period, and we'll see Chris later on after he gets done taking some pictures for coach or for athletic director Tony Eugen. All right, a 3 by Winchester, no good. Rebound is picked up by Hoover, and now Brown with the ball. He gets it down to, I can't even say his name. So no shot. That's on Strobel gets fouled. I didn't see who the foul was on. Number 34, Slusher. And Strobel's going to go to the line shooting the 2. The first one just hangs onto the rim and falls out, no good. Burleson coming into the line for Winchester. And Blackford keeping everybody back, and except for Hoover. And Strobel hits his second. And the lead is 57-35, the Bruins by 22. Winchester, the arena has gotten quiet all of a sudden. And Sparks with the ball, and oh, wow. They're calling it, he didn't have control of it, so no travel. And he kicks it all the way to the far side. And, nope, not going to do the 3. Trying to get into the block, and a steal by Elam. Elam's going to give it over to Brown. Brown's now going to push the ball up the court. And he's all the way on the far side. And now Strobel for 3 is good. Strobel's got the hot hand now for the Bruins. And again, the arena here is really quiet. It's almost like there's a funeral going on here. And what do we have? Oh, Strobel holding on to Sparks. And now Dunica and Willman coming into the game. Wars. And we've got 6 on the court. Who's coming off? Stephen Hoover's coming off. There we go. All right, Winchester to inbound the ball. A 3 attempt is good.
Number 20 from the corner.
And now Brown bringing the ball on the near side. Looking over, down to Willman. Willman kicks it back out to Elam. Elam drives it all the way into the big man and puts it right over the rim. And now Willman, timeout. Timeout called by Dalton Willman. A nice job. Gets possession of the ball, and we'll be back after this.
30-second timeout charge to the Bruins.
Nope, no we won't. Now we will. We'll be back after this 30-second timeout for the Bruins.
Looking for a used car at an affordable price? Call Dave Montgomery at Dave's Car Corner. He has the nicest used cars on the market, and you just can't beat the friendly service that Dave Montgomery provides. Located at 1225 North Walnut Street in Hartford City.
All right, we are back with 3:37 to go. The Bruins lead 60-38 over Winchester. Bruin ball on the baseline on their side of the court. Cam Elam to inbound. He gets it over to Brown at the right corner, or the near side corner. And kicks it out to Strobel for 3, and another one. Good by Brandon Strobel. Oh, a nice putback by the Winchester Golden Falcons. As far as the internet feed, there's not a whole lot we can do. It's on the school. May have something to do with the weather. Oh, Dunica tried to shoot the three from the corner. It is in and out. And Winchester now for three is good. Winchester keeping it to within about 20. Brown in the corner, no good by Elam. Sparks with the rebound, and he's going to kick it down to number 10 to put in for the layup. And that's the closest that Winchester has been since the half. Brown out at the top from the volleyball line. Good. The lead now extended to 21. Winchester with the ball. They get it down to Sparks, and he loses control of it. Blackford ball going the other way. We might have a little bit of perspiration on the court. The official down there trying to wipe it up. So a quick timeout giving the Bruins and the Falcons just a little bit of a breather. And now the Falcons are going to do a little press offense, trying to trap Brown in the corner. He gets it over to Strobel. Strobel's going to drive it all the way. Nope, he gets trapped. Kicks it all the way to this side to Ridge Dunica. And Ridge Dunica, they get the 10-second call. Winchester ball at about midcourt, near side. Good defense by Winchester to trap the Bruins. And now Ridge Dunica is going to get the steal. Brown steps up for three, and that is good. And that is good. I think Brown is starting to shut up everyone who questioned his three-point ability. He has found it again. A three by Winchester, no good. Rebound goes to Brandon Strobel. Looked like he might have stepped out of bounds, and it looks like we have a timeout. Blackford. Timeout called by Blackford. And with that, since I don't have anybody here to bounce ideas off of, we're going to take a break, and we'll be back.
Neck, back, or joint pain? Clear Choice Chiropractic can help. From neck pain, migraines, stress, or a colicky baby, Clear Choice Chiropractic has the tools necessary to help you live pain-free. Call Dr. Malia Robertson today at 765-329-5044 and schedule an appointment. Don't live another day in pain. Call now, 765-329-5044, or stop in and visit them at 1501 North Walnut Street in Hartford City.
Somewhere, but, you know, it's one of them things. We would end up paying more money for it to get her to come back, but, yeah, she doesn't play varsity, so it's one of those things you have to weigh. Is it worth it? All right, we are back. It is being played at Blackford High School, Hartford City, Indiana, a small rural community located about 15 miles east of Gas City. Maybe not even 15, probably about 10 to 12 miles east of Gas City, and about 20 to 25 miles away north of Muncie. So east of Gas City, north of Muncie, Indiana, if you're looking at a map. All right, and again, Winchester trying to play the full press, and Bruins finally beat it. They get the ball. Oh, they had it in Ridge Dunica's hands, and now they're going to have a wide-open layup for two after Dunica lost possession of it to Sparks. And they get it down to Dunica. Oh, and off the glass, Sparks with the block. And now this is the type of offense that the Bruins want to run. Oh, and over the back, no call. Rebound goes to Brown now, and you saw Sparks pulling off of that defense. Does not want to get into foul trouble. Brown with the ball in the near side corner. And, oh, he looked like he stepped up. He did, wants that three and misses that one. Rebound to Winchester. Winchester trying to pick up the foul. Now they're in the corner for three. No good. Rebound to Elam. Elam all the way to Brown, and Brown gets the ball stolen from him. But Brown's going to try stealing it back. And now Winchester for the three, no good. Sparks with the rebound. Sparks drives in, and we've got a blocking foul on Dalton Willman. The Bruin fans do not like that call. Somebody asking, does Blackford have the largest high school parking lot in the state? The answer to that question lies with the man next to me, and the answer is yes. It is enormous. If you look at it on a map, it is bigger than any other school around us. I don't know, though, because, the addition of Carmel High School, Westfield, theirs may be bigger now, but the last I knew, yes, Blackford did have the largest high school parking lot. All right, Winchester to have the ball on their own baseline. Looks like on the far side, on the A of Blackford. And they get it down into the block, and nope, he isn't able to handle it. Now we've got Brown on the finger roll for 2. Brown has 35 points now, 10 points in the third quarter alone. And now the Winchester getting it down into the paint. The shot is no good, and they're calling a foul on Ridge Dunica. Not much action in the form of substitutions tonight. We've gotten a couple bench players involved. And that one's going to be kicked out. A 3 is no good. Rebound. Rebound goes to Elam. He picks up. That's got to be 10 now for Elam. And Strobel with the ball. They're going to call a travel. And that may be one of those things where they're looking at the head and not the feet. The question about why, my guess is their football field is so far away from their school. And then, you've got your basketball parking. So you have your football parking, your basketball parking, your baseball. So they had the land, and they said they might as well. 3 by Winchester, the last 3 of the game, or of the quarter, and they miss it. Blackford still leads 71-47 here at the end of 3, and we'll be back with the fourth quarter after the
insurance claim suffered to your home or business and not quite sure if you're getting the settlement you deserve? If so, contact Jeremy and the team of CMA Claim Management Adjusters for a free claim consultation. Nationally recognized as one of the nation's most respected public adjusting firms, CMA handles all types of insurance claims: fire, theft, hail, flood, and many more. Large or small, we settle them all, ensuring you get everything you're entitled to. Contact CMA today for a free consultation at 844-CMA-9110 or visit their website at www.claimmanagementadjusters.com.
The question again is, did the parking lot fill up tonight? If I had to guess, looking at the stands tonight, I would probably say without a doubt, no.
Veterans or AMVETS. Our mission is to help all veterans secure the benefits they're entitled to as part of their enlistment. If you're a veteran and have never registered with the VA, contact us to discover all the benefits you may be entitled to. Our service officers are local in VA hospitals in Fort Wayne, Marion, and Indianapolis. They're certified to file a VA claim for you and see it through at no charge to you. Contact AMVETS at the number listed below.
Yeah, he does it every game. All right, we are back with the fourth quarter starting here. Winchester with the ball. And the 3 is good. And Brown with the ball. It looks like Winchester still trying to play full court press defense. Now trapping. They get it over to Hoover. Hoover down to Strobel. Strobel kicks it back out to for good for 3. I couldn't think of his name. Luke Brown for 3. Now Winchester gets it down to their own corner. They shoot a 3. It is good. This is going to become a game of 3s. Now Luke Brown with the ball. He's coming up the middle of the court, and they are trying to trap. Wars with the ball now at midcourt. All he's got to do is step across, and now we can set up a play here. He kicks it over to Strobel at the volleyball line. On the far side, Strobel drives down into the paint, steps in, tries to get the finger roll. No good. Rebound goes to Winchester. Winchester all the way down. Oh, and no good. Hurd with the rebound, and the jump ball goes to Blackford. I thought I answered that question already. Maybe I didn't. You got to get the ball inbounded. Oh, we've got a foul on number 34. Oh, sorry, you're on mute.
Oh, that's okay.
I thought I heard you over there talking.
I'm usually talking to myself anyway, so.
Blackford is in Hartford's. Oh, and they give the ball up on the inbound. Get it out for the three. That is going to be good. And this kid is on fire coming out in the fourth period. In the fourth period. Now they're playing the trap. Brown spins around, kicks it out of bounds.
Well, Burleson is averaging 11 points a game, but he's got 20 right now. And he and Strobel must have touched that Space Jam magic ball because Strobel came out on fire as well.
Brown behind the back, spin move. And now he's mad. He wants to get the ball back, and he's going to pick up the foul.
Going to be foul number 2 on Luke.
And the Bruins have one more foul to give.
Luke Brown is second.
Two fouls to give. Sorry.
Yeah, that's 5 team fouls.
All right.
Yeah, right now you think somebody's going to get on number 20 because he has definitely gotten hot.
And
he
got
just
another
threw
one.
in another one.
And they've brought it to within 15. Hurd with the ball. Timeout, Winchester or Bruin?
I didn't see who called it, but we'll find out here in just a second.
I believe it's Bruin. Full timeout, and with that, let's get into some ads. 6:19 to go, 74-59.
Acres Church of Christ in Muncie, a friendly congregation striving for biblical truth. Only 20 minutes south of Hartford City on Reagan Road, just west of the Muncie Bypass. Town Acres has classes for all, loves visitors, and works to embody the first century church. Sunday Bible study at 9:30 a.m., worship at 10:30 and 1:30. Visit us on the web at townacreschurchofchrist.org. No one is a stranger at Town Acres Church of Christ.
All right, we are back, Chris, and so are you.
Yeah. After doing my plyometrics and jumping fences and whatever I had to get back to get my seat here. This side, the gym is full over here on this side.
Oh, so it's only the far side.
Yeah,
that's
it's
not. Okay.
it's pretty well packed over here.
So Luke Brown with 38 now. Strobel with 14 after hitting 3 threes in a row.
Yeah, Strobel came out with 12 points in the third quarter, and I thought he just played fantastic. We went through a spurt there where we weren't taking very good care of the ball, and Winchester found that hot hand, and like we were talking about, Burleson 23 points. He's probably scored 16 points this half.
Wars for 3, good. I think Blackford's going to eat up those threes now. It seems like they're not even trying to get into the baseline or into the paint. And again, another 3.
I'll tell you what, they played great defense the first half and held Winchester to 28. And Winchester scored 34 points and were just barely into the fourth quarter.
Oh, did you see that?
That was an awesome attempt there.
And I did not have my replay on. What do we got here?
Got a foul, and I'm not sure who it's going to go on, though, because there were several people down there. Number 5.
Number 5, Strobel.
That's his second.
None of the Bruins are really in any foul trouble, so
no.
The only one without a foul right now on the court is Hurd as a bench player. And I think James Ratliff is right. They have taken Sparks out for some faster players.
Yeah, and they've actually outscored Blackford 34-28 so far this half, and he can't play at that pace. That's not their game. And with the offense supposed to be going through him, I'm sure it caused them to slow down a lot more than they needed to. Oh.
Travel on Blackford, Winchester ball.
It is starting to get a little bit more physical out there as well.
Timeout by the Falcons.
It's real easy to notice that when you're sitting under the goal and people are diving in front of you. It's getting a little more physical down there.
Yes, you are right. It is going to be a full timeout. Let's go ahead and get into one more ad as well.
Sales and service with Scott Confer and crew have over 85 years of experience in the auto sales and service area. Since 1946, Huggins has been a name you can trust to get you the car or truck you need and providing you with all of your service department needs from their highly trained ASE master technicians. Located at 2603 North Walnut Street in Hartford City, or you can see their inventory at hugginsshowroom.com.
All right, we are back. This quarter is brought to you by Huggins Auto Sales and Service. Scott Confer, the owner. Give him a call, 765-348-3410, or check out his online showroom at hugginsshowroom.com. And, Chris, this has been a crazy game.
Yeah, it has. One of the things that we just talked about off air, Burleson had 3 points at halftime. He scored 17 in the third quarter and has 3 in this quarter for 23 now for the game. He just absolutely, he caught whatever Luke had.
Yeah.
I don't know whether he was guarding him or what.
Another free by Winchester.
And that was Sickles, but they got the rebound. They've got about 5 offensive rebounds, and now
kidding me?
That could cut it down to a 10-point game right there. They're going to give, and that's Burleson. Telling you what, that kid's unconscious.
I didn't think it was a foul. If it was, he barely got a fingertip on it.
And I didn't see even who they called the foul on.
I believe it was Elam.
Okay, that's just his first. But Here we are flipped from the first half now. They've cut the lead down to 11, and they're going to be in the bonus the rest of the game with 5:24 on the clock.
Right. But we've got Sparks back in the game.
And Burleson now has 27 points after having 3 at the half.
And the Bruins struggling with
And another turnover. And I tell you what.
That was a bad foul.
That was a bad foul. It wasn't even a good shot attempt. And right now things are starting to go south for the Bruins. A 4-point play. And then that was Burleson again. He's going for his 27th point of this half.
For Bob that's talking about the ad, how is that not over the back?
I don't know, but that cut it down to a 6-point game.
And now Brown with the ball, and there you go.
Yes.
Ran into him, looked like he got a little shoulder to the chin.
That brought some people to their feet.
And the Bruin fans on their feet now, and that gives his 4th foul, isn't it? That was on number 34?
Yes, it is. That's number 34, Slusher, and he has got 4 fouls.
And now Strobel brings it up, and they get a foul on Burleson.
Yeah, and that's going to be 5 in the half. So the Bruins are getting closer to the bonus, and to be quite honest, they've caught up, but I'm not too sure now that it's one of those things they've had to use a lot of energy to get back in this game.
And another quick foul.
That's 3 fouls in 7 seconds.
And the Bruins now getting Winchester in foul trouble.
They got their second win, but if they're not careful, they're going to use so much energy that Blackford's going to pull away and win this by 20 again.
You're absolutely right. Now the inbound pass to Strobel. Strobel driving around.
They tried to foul him again.
They did. And now Elam with the ball. He gets it over to Hoover across the timeline, gets it in, blocked. But Wars goes up, and he's going to get fouled.
And just like that, Blackford will be in the bonus the rest of the game.
Now both teams in the bonus. And for those asking about the ads, the church ad is 30 seconds. It is one of the shorter ads. The only ad shorter than the church ad is Dave's Car Corner. The longest ad that we have is CMA at 39 seconds. So just want to let you know that.
There you go. That was 4 fouls in 17 seconds on Winchester.
And what are the officials here having a conversation about?
I'm really not sure. I don't know what there is to even have a conversation about, but they left the other guy out, so maybe they were discussing where they're going to eat, and they're going to leave the other guy and play ditching. They're going, he hadn't made very good calls tonight, so let's not be seen with him after the game.
That's right. Wars shooting 2, misses the first.
That is the one thing, though. If they're going to put us at the line, they just cut our lead down to 6. You got to hit the free ones.
And the second one also misses. Sparks with the rebound. And now Winchester getting that second life here. And they're kind of moving around now, double teaming him. And Hoover comes off of him right as he picks up his dribble. And who's that? Burleson? No, that's Burleson's 34, right?
He's 20.
He gave it up, and now Bruins playing really good, solid defense.
Guess where they went to?
They went to Sparks.
On the left block.
Oh, come on. The officials have put themselves in this game now, and they're going to dictate.
Well, I'll tell you what, as quick as that lead disappeared, we're at 4.5 minutes, and this lead could go down to 3 points.
Somewhere, no, I did. It's now 4 points. I didn't have the score right.
Oh.
For some reason, I had Bruins with 1 extra point.
Sparks even got the bounce on that. Blackford just needs to settle down here.
And now Brown with
Take
the ball.
It to
he drives
him.
it all the way in.
That away. And Sparks had his hands up. He was not going to foul him.
And Brown just went right around him and got the easy layup.
You know what? Sparks has 3 fouls, and they want him on the court back in this close game, so he's probably not going to foul. He's on the wrong
misses
block.
That shot, gets his own rebound, but they're going to call
Guess
the foul
what?
on Sparks.
Foul number 4 on Sparks.
That is number 4 on Sparks.
And I will say, I missed a quarter, but that's 16 rebounds for him that I've got marked. So he's got 20 rebounds tonight.
So
easily.
Who is going to shoot the 2? Is it Wars?
Yes.
And Blackford looked like they weren't going to put anybody down on the blocks.
Yeah, Strobel moves down there, and so does Elam. And that's 8 fouls in the half on Winchester. So now both teams getting real close to being in the double bonus.
And the first is no good. That's 3 straight misses for Wars.
Those are big points in a 5-point game.
Yes, it is. And now Winchester with the ball.
Sickles has it on the wing. Wade Sickles, there's 2 of them. He drives on Brown, but he's going to pull back out.
Kicks out to the top. Now, I have to ask you, did you see the hop with the ball in his hand? Should that have not been a travel?
I did, and I also saw him fall down for about the 4th time, so I think he's begging for a foul right now, and most referees will say you can't bail him out. If they're going to drive in and fall down, that should have been kicking. The defensive team cannot kick the ball. The offensive team, unless they're trying to kick it down the court, they usually won't call it, but he hit him in the foot, so it should have been kicking.
That's what I thought as well.
Yeah, Burleson has fallen down now. He's just begging for the fouls, and I'm glad to see the officials didn't just bail him out
now
right there.
3.
Now, I'll tell you what, 3 guys on Brown, they got to look up down court. Now 3 guys are on Strobel.
Strobel gets it down to Brown for 3.
And boom.
Oh, in and out. Sparks with yet another rebound. And they're going to get it all the way down for an easy bucket.
And Burleson is still going nuts. That's 28 points in the half, 31 for the game for that young man. And they just stole the ball from Hoover, and now it's going to be a 1-point game.
Call a timeout.
It's 78-77, and the turnovers have gone crazy here in this half.
Who called it? Blackford.
Blackford
finally
called it, yes. Well, one thing I will say, and I'm not going to question what the coach is doing, because I wouldn't be sitting up here if I knew what I was talking about all the time. But giving the ball to Hoover down on that end of the court probably is not, and that doesn't even have anything to do with coach. Some things just work out like that. Hoover needs to get down the court. The guys that you don't want handling the ball, get them down the court.
Yes.
You know, let Luke take off. Somebody set a pick for him, screen for him, and let him reach in and foul him and send him to the foul line the rest of the night.
Exactly.
But right now, Blackford needs to do something to get the momentum back. We're down to under 3 minutes. The second half, Winchester has now outscored Blackford 49-30. And that's just crazy. Again, 28 points in the first half. You got to give the credit to the defense. Blackford's still shooting the ball well, but giving up 49 points in a half that's still got 3 minutes to go, not real good.
No.
Probably feel like the Houston Texans right now.
And it's Blackford ball. Is that you moving the table?
No.
Okay.
I don't know if somebody bumped it, but.
All right, here we go. Elam's going to inbound the ball. They've got a 3-on-2 situation down here. They get the ball into Brown.
Got it to Luke.
Brown's going to drive it in. He drives right around everybody.
Yep.
Finger roll right in.
That's right. And that's 42 points for Luke Brown if you're keeping track. And they're going to take the baseline.
Blocked by Ward.
Burleson's just feeling it. He's going to be their guy, and Luke's going to have to be ours, and they tipped it away. And there he's going to fire up another three, and
Misses.
if that would have went in.
Rebound, Strobel.
Strobel took an elbow to the face there, and I only say that because I saw his head jar.
What happened?
I think they just
got
called.
people standing in front of me.
I think they called travel. I didn't see it, but I'm guessing that they must have called travel right there.
And Winchester fans are rocking this arena, and Blackford's got to do something to change whatever this momentum is.
It's 80-79 right there. They did get the ball to Luke, but somebody came from behind
Sparks
him.
with the ball on the block.
Great defense by Dalton.
Oh.
And he got called for the foul anyway.
And now, the Falcons aren't. The Bruins are in double bonus.
Yeah, Falcons will be shooting 2 the rest of the game with 2:18 to go on the clock.
No, I am not right. The Falcons.
Yeah, that's 10 on Blackford.
Bonus.
Yep. And Sparks, who missed his last free throw, does not miss this one.
Ties
80
it up
to 80.
with that one.
Blackford's just struggled to get the ball down court.
How do you throw away a 20-point lead?
Well,
the second one is good.
And, whew, boy. And Luke was being double teamed, and now they either got to go hard or they can't hesitate.
No.
And Sparks is celebrating going down the court, getting that block. Winchester has come all the way back from trailing 48-28 at the half to lead 81-80.
They've definitely done a good job, and they're feeding that big guy. That should have been a charge.
Yes, and it was.
It is.
Great play by Ward.
Charge on number 44, his third foul.
That's when the adrenaline got a little too much of you right there.
You can't lower that shoulder.
Nope. I'll tell you right now, if they can get the ball down court, they need to go at Sparks. He's got 4 fouls.
Exactly.
Get him off the court. That is 9 fouls on Winchester, so now both teams will be on the double bonus the rest of the game with 1:54 to go. Sparks has 25 points. Burleson 35, 32 of those in this half. And for Blackford right now, Luke has 42 points.
42.
Strobel has 14, and Elam has 10.
They've taken Strobel and Elam out of the game here. Brown with the ball. He's going to drive it down the far side.
And he's going by all of them, and he went at Sparks, and Sparks went for the block. Even with 4 fouls, that was the best thing to do, and he just got away with it.
And now Winchester with the lead and the ball with
a
minute 35.
Yeah, they're going to milk the clock now.
Blackford definitely has to do something to change the momentum here.
Oh,
Timeout, Winchester.
Some people thought he was calling 5 seconds there, but I thought Coach called time, and he did.
He did. All right, we're going to go into a quick break here. The Bruins trail 81-80.
Looking for a used car at an affordable price? Call Dave Montgomery at Dave's Car Corner. He has the nicest used cars on the market, and you just can't beat the friendly service that Dave Montgomery provides. Located at 1225 North Walnut Street in Hartford City.
You're right. We were shooting so well. The one thing they've done, I'll tell you, this is really bad for people to watch because other teams are going to go, hey, we can press them.
Yeah, I've never seen us struggle this much with the press. We're back. And we're sitting here trying to figure out what in the world is going on, what in the world happened. And basically the Bruins struggling with the press.
Winchester just found something that was working. And great play by Dalton.
Out of bounds on Winchester.
Yes. Dalton Willman right there. Something else that does not go on a stat sheet. A hustle play. Wars was on the floor. Luke was on the floor. That's how you win the game. It's a 1-point game, and you've got to go after every loose ball, and right there it was.
1-point game with 1:22 to go. The inbound to Elam. They were double and tripling up on Luke.
Luke just got mugged. He was tossed and turned and thrown. Wars has got to watch that. He kind of pushed
Strobel down
off.
on the baseline, off the glass by Sparks.
That's where they've got to look for the dish. Sparks is sitting down there waiting right now.
And no good. And Blackford with the rebound. Elam now gives it up to Brown. 1 minute, less than 1 minute now.
Now we're in a half-court set, and he's going
Brown
at
drives
Sparks.
it up. Off the rim. No foul called. And now Winchester with the ball, and they are slowing it down. They've got a foul. I didn't see on who.
I don't know, but it's going to be number
Elam.
10, Wade Sickles, going to the line. So it's not someone that's been there a lot tonight, like Burleson and Sparks. And I didn't even see who they called that foul on. Elam?
Yeah.
So that's 2 on Elam. Well, Luca's got to the hole twice. Sparks got his hand on one. The last one, I don't even know if Sparks got a hand. It just did not go down.
And now the Bruins playing from behind.
And Burleson is following Luke all over the. I think Luke could go in and get a drink in the hallway, and Burleson would follow him out there.
No shot. Lane violation by number 34.
Yep. So it's 82-80, and boy, that's a killer. That is a killer.
And I'm telling you right now, I'm looking at Sparks, and he is huffing.
Yep.
And
we need somebody to set a back pick on him when we go to the hole. And if that happens, you get a wide open layup that he can't swat at. Then he's going to get his 5th foul and maybe give us a 3-point play.
And they give it up to Brown. Brown's sitting over there
He's in the corner. I was going to say, I hope we got timeout left.
And Burleson falls to the ground. Brown's still driving. He gets across the timeline. And the Bruins only down by 2 with Brown having the ball at the top of the key.
32 seconds.
And he looks like he's taking his time. He would rather just take this into overtime if he can just get the easy bucket. Brown still sitting around that basketball on the court in the paint.
18
now under
seconds.
20. Drives in, kicks it over, and it's a foul.
Okay.
Dalton Willman, and Sparks is out of this game.
Yes. If that's on Sparks, that will be 5. And it is.
So Dalton Willman's now going to go to the line shooting 2 free throws with a chance to tie this game up. Sparks is out of the game with his 5th foul.
14 seconds left in the game. Sparks fouls out with 25 points and 20-plus rebounds.
Now, we have number 34, which is Burleson, right?
Yes.
Burleson has 4 fouls.
No. 20. 20 is Burleson.
Okay, so it's
34 is Slusher.
Slusher, thank you. He has 4 fouls, but he hasn't been really active here in the fourth quarter.
And that was one thing we hadn't done yet. We draw Sparks and then dish off.
Yeah, exactly.
And he couldn't recover.
All right, Willman shooting 2. First is up. Good.
That away, Dalton. That's 7 points for Dalton Willman.
Now within 1.
And both teams with 10 fouls now, so neither team wants to foul because it's 2 free throws.
Willman's second is short. But he gets his own rebound.
Oh.
No. Winchester gets it.
Picked up by.
And they are going to foul, and it's going to go to the other side.
Dunica got the loose ball and got the ball to number 44, Gage Patterson, who has 4 points, which is his average. There's still 9.8 seconds left. He does get 2 free throws, but doesn't mean the game's over by any means, even if he hits both.
No good on the first.
Boy, and you can practice free throws all day, but you don't practice with a bunch of people screaming in the gym at you.
So he's got 1 more to give. Boy,
Blackford,
this is an exciting game.
Yeah, Blackford trailing by 1. The Brute down there looking like he's wanting to sneak out on the floor and take a swipe at this free throw.
I believe Hoover just said if he makes that shot, he wants a timeout.
He probably did. Set up a play and make sure we get at least 2.
And he misses.
No,
he doesn't.
He got the bounce. They get it into Luke. They're trapping Luke full court. He gets it to Wars. Back to Luke. Luke's going in.
Are you kidding me? No
and
foul.
He got fouled.
They do get the foul on Dunica.
Yeah, the foul's on Dunica, number 44, and that's going to be, I don't know if that's 3 or 4. They might have already changed
3.
it. Okay. That's 3.
Now.
And with the score 83-81, 1.9 seconds left, and Luke Brown is going to the foul line shooting 2.
Shooting a pair. Wow.
He got in there, got his own rebound, went right back up and got fouled.
And the first is good.
And now Winchester is going to call a timeout.
Winchester trying to ice the,
and we'll see
the junior.
If it's a full or a 30. And it looks like it's a full timeout.
All right, well, let's go ahead and get into a break. The Bruins trail by 1 with Luke Brown at the free.
Neck, back, or joint pain? Clear Choice Chiropractic can help. From neck pain, migraine, stress, or a colicky baby, Clear Choice Chiropractic has the tools necessary to help you live pain-free. Call Dr. Malia Robertson today at 765-329-5044 and schedule an appointment. Don't live another day in pain. Call now, 765-329-5044, or stop in and visit them at 1501 North Walnut Street in Hartford City.
Okay, yeah.
All right, we're back. We're just going to keep it right here, Chris. They're still in a timeout. It looks like the Bruins are back out onto the court. And as you said, 1.9. Brown has one free throw to shoot.
And it looks like we're going to have Willman and Wars down on the free throw line, and we're going to have Elam and Strobel back. And I'm sure at this point they'll put a little pressure on the ball so they can't roll it in. And then they're just obviously going to be yelling, don't foul.
Yep, the only thing you...
If somebody throws in a three-quarter court shot, there's nothing you can do, but don't give him 3 free throws because you wanted to block it.
And the second is good. Tie ball game here in Blackford. And they do... Well, I heard a whistle. Travel
They
with
called
point
travel
three.
with .3, and I'll tell you what, if you didn't see that, it banked and went in and popped out.
Are you serious?
I am serious.
I did not see it.
He hit the bank, it went in the rim, and popped back out.
So now what do we have going on here?
Well, now they're going to discuss if there should be more time. There was 1.9 seconds on the clock. They got to figure out if 1.6 seconds really went off the clock.
Well, if they want to see a replay, we can show them our replay, and they can figure out exactly.
And I'm sure Don Hoover is down there bargaining for 0.5 maybe.
Yeah.
You know, toss it towards the rim and tip it.
At this point, as a coach, what do you think Grant Newland is down there telling his Bruins that they need to do?
You know what? What I would do is find somebody who's being closely guarded, throw it to him, have him just turn and put it up, and maybe the referee will
try to get the foul.
Not swallow his whistle and call it. You never know. If they're going to leave it at .3, I'm not sure there's much more you can do than toss it to the. Okay, well, I told you I'd have been begging for .5. You got to kind of throw it towards the rim. I'm not sure if you can catch and shoot in .5. I always thought it was .7, but high school officials may see things differently.
Some officials may allow it, and some officials may not.
Can we borrow Sparks and alley-oop it towards the goal? That's all, you know. That might. I think this is one of those you got to throw it towards the goal and hope somebody tips it maybe or gets fouled.
And Winchester looks like they're going to closely guard Wars as he tries to end.
And I don't know where.
And he gets it into Brown for
it'll
three.
Count.
Oh!
I'll tell you what, that would have counted because the ball was already towards the rim before the red lights came on.
Yes, it was.
So that would have counted.
All right.
Holy cow.
Into overtime here. It looks like they get 4 minutes. Is that right?
Yes, and the fans that came out are getting their money's worth tonight.
Definitely getting their money's worth here. Let's get one more ad, and this will be the last ad tonight before we come back.
Insurance claim suffered to your home or business and not quite sure if you're getting the settlement you deserve? If so, contact Jeremy and the team of CMA Claim Management Adjusters for a free claim consultation. Nationally recognized as one of the nation's most respected public adjusting firms, CMA handles all types of insurance claims: fire, theft, hail, flood, and many more. Large or small, we settle them all, ensuring you get everything you're entitled to. Contact CMA today for a free consultation at 844-CMA-9110 or visit their website at www.claimmanagementadjusters.com.
Hey, if I'm doing what I'm doing and you ever need any help, baseball or softball, either one,
I may just teach it to you and let you handle it. Some of it anyway. All right. It looks like it's going to be Winchester.
What's that?
No, they're doing.
No, they're actually going to have a true jump ball.
Okay.
And we don't have 6'8" Sparks out there to knock it away from Strobel.
So Sparks is out for the overtime.
Looks a little more even there.
Yes, it does. And Blackford does get the tip.
Tell you what, them not having Sparks in the overtime is a big thing as long as we take it and use it to our advantage. They used a lot of energy to get back in this game, and I do think Blackford has the momentum back right now.
It seems that way. I mean,
I think Luke's kind of just lulling them to sleep, and then he's going to take off for the hole here in a minute.
Nope, now he's backing back out to the far side wing.
They are moving around. Here comes a pick. Oh, and
pick. And
there's
he doesn't
the roll.
really move much with it. He rolls right back out to this side.
They kept 2 of them on Luke.
Luke's going to drive in. Over the top, gets the foul call on Burleson, right?
As long as he gets, yeah. Well, is it going to be on him or is it going to be on 44?
Nope, 30.
30. That is Dunica, I believe, and that's 4 on Dunica.
So the big issue right here, right now, is Winchester. A lot of players in foul trouble.
They've got 2 with 4 and 1 already out. Blackford has 2 with 3, 2
Brown
with 2.
misses.
And oh boy. Hey, he didn't miss the ones that counted the most, though.
That's right. That's a good question, Dan, and he does sink the second one. All right, Winchester, looks like they're back to playing the methodical game and not so much in a hurry, not so rushed.
They've just got to know where Burleson is. The kid just had such a hot hand. He scored 32 second-half points. You got to know where that guy's at.
Right, and as the clock ticks down to 3 minutes, Winchester really not doing much with the ball. The big guy,
and he's thinks he's still feeling it. That should have been out. I thought it hit the bar, but everybody. The problem is everybody quit playing and there was no whistle.
That's right.
If there's not a whistle, you can't stand in point because that allowed them to get the rebound and score.
That's right.
And Luke lost the ball there.
We can't let the officials dictate the game. You
No.
have to go after every ball.
That's just like in football. You don't quit tackling if you don't hear a whistle. You can't quit playing because you think the ball went out.
That's right.
That's why the guys wearing black and white have the whistles. You got to go until you hear it.
That is right. Now Winchester with the ball and a 1-point lead. Drives into the paint, kicks it back out, now back out into the paint, and another 2 for
Patterson.
number 44, Patterson, who has 3 fouls. And Brown brings the ball across the timeline, slowing it down a little bit.
Yeah, Blackford down 3, but they don't necessarily have to shoot a 3 at this point. It's still.
And he shoots a 3, no good.
Oh, Wars tipped it.
And
now,
Winchester, a 3.
I don't know.
That was off.
And Strobel gets
out
mugged.
on Winchester, should be.
Yeah, it was. I thought Strobel got hit from behind there, but
I'm seeing it.
Yeah,
but
I'm not sure why Winchester got. First of all, I would like to see us drive right now. We're only down 3, and let's cut it to 1. We don't have to get it all back at once.
Right.
But if I got a 3-point lead with 2 minutes to go, I don't know why I'm getting in a hurry to score. Because if you slow down and make the other team come out and foul, we're shooting 2 free throws.
That is right. Brown.
There's a lot of people up high right now.
And I was just getting ready to say, and Brown for 3 is in and out. Rebound
there's
goes
Willman.
to Willman. Willman kicks it back out to Brown. Brown drives, jukes, takes it in for a layup off the glass.
And there you go. There you go. 2 at a time here.
Now
guys.
within 1 again.
Down to a minute and a half. Winchester 87, Blackford 86.
And Winchester, again, wanting to slow the pace of this game down.
Yeah, they're just going to be methodical. They're ahead. They don't need to score. I think you got to put a little pressure. Actually, I'm not too sure if they couldn't get number 44 on a legal screen if they'd even run into that screen there. Elam's finding Luke. Luke's going to go.
3.
Taking a 3.
In and out.
And Blackford Willman got his hand on it.
Out
and
of bounds.
Winchester stepped out with 59.3 seconds to go.
So Blackford has the ball down by 3, and is that Luke with his hands on his knees?
Yes, and Luke is 0 for 3. He looks exhausted. I think it's more catching his breath. Yep. And Blackford's going to call timeout. I think Coach saw it too.
How many timeouts do they get coming back out of the half?
I think, you get 1 or 2 added for overtime. I think you get a 30 and a full added in overtime.
Okay, so
whatever they had, they probably each picked up 2.
All right. Sorry, that was not a timeout. It was a timeout, Blackford.
Yeah.
I had to add a couple in there.
Well, Luke is 0 for 3 from 3-point range here in the overtime, and now you're getting to that point where you either got to drive and hope you draw a foul or you can pull up and hit that 3.
Right.
Winchester has kind of been, they're kind of slowing everything down and being methodical, and then all of a sudden they take off and take a shot that you're going, I don't know why, but
So 59 seconds, 89-86. Blackford needs 3 to tie it up. Now, how does overtime work in high school sports? Can you end in a tie?
Nope.
Or do you go into a second overtime?
You play until you drop.
So you keep playing 4-minute
Yep.
quarters.
Yep.
Okay.
We'll see what kind of defense that Winchester is going to, if they're just going to leave Burleson to chase. And they might as well. He's only got 1 foul. Yeah, they're face guarding Luke with Burleson.
Which is usually fine.
Yep. Here comes Wars with the pick.
They get
it goes
down
in,
low,
and he
off
didn't
the
get the
glass.
call.
He gets his own rebound. Oh, my goodness.
Still
no
didn't get it.
foul.
Elam, yeah, Luke got hit twice there, and Blackford's going to have to foul. And Luke's actually called for the foul, and that's 4 on Luke now.
Wait a second, Luke?
Yeah, they called that foul on Luke.
So I must have missed something because I thought he was on the floor.
Now, he was over here in the corner after he missed that second one.
Wow.
I thought he just tipped the ball away, but we got 44 Gage Patterson back at the line.
And he hits that
And he
one.
hits that one. But, hey, there's 52 seconds left. That's forever. What they need is a miss and a rebound here, and then let's just get down the court and score as quick as we can. Now he hits it. So it's a 5-point lead, and they get the ball into Luke. They're pressuring
Luke
him
all
down
the way
the
over
sideline.
to Strobel. Don't dribble, just take it back.
He did put it up.
Now within 3 again. The clock moving along, ticking and ticking.
Yeah, Winchester tossed that ball to the official there to kill a few more seconds because it's not like college or NBA. It doesn't. The clock's not stopping with a goal.
Right.
So they killed a few seconds there, and the official quickly hit it back to him.
At the line, 34, Slusher.
So 34 Slusher is at the line. He has got 9 points this game. Also has 4 fouls. And we're at 37. Yes. We're at 37.7 to go. Winchester 92, Blackford 88. And he hit both of them, so we're back to 5, yes. Get it into Luke, and Luke's going to go. And they're leaning on Luke. Yeah, Burleson's going to pick up his second foul.
And he has a few to give, doesn't
Yeah, he had his hand on his hip.
Still double bonus.
And it was only 2.7 seconds, so this is actually something really good for Blackford. They can put 2 on the board without letting any time run off now. 35 seconds. That was Burleson. That's only his second foul of the game. Now Luke's back at the line. He gets that one to go, and that's point number 48.
Brings it within
for
4.
Luke.
Did they give it to the wrong? They did give it to the wrong team.
Yeah, they gave that Burleson kid a point there.
and
that's
he hits that one.
Going to put Luke at 49.
They get the ball inbound. Ooh, almost
About
threw
it away. A little bit of pressure now's when it gets to you. Nope, and they fouled Dunica, I believe.
Dunica. I thought he was almost out. He got 4 fouls.
Yeah, he's got 4.
I don't know that much about Dunica and whether he's.
That foul is on number 35 for Blackford. That's Wars. That's just 2 on Wars. Dunica has 3 points. Now he has 4. Neither team missing those free throws right now.
Nope.
Down to 27.5 seconds.
And
they got the rebound.
Blackford just looked like they were lost on that.
And now he's wide open underneath the basket.
20 seconds. And
Luke
that's
is
gonna be a foul.
fouled. Fouled on a 3, I believe.
Number 10.
Yes.
For his
Fouled on a
second
3.
foul.
Number 10. Yes, that is on Sickles.
So you've got a chance to bring it within 3 with 15 seconds on the clock. One is good.
That is 50 points for Luke Brown now. 51.
2. Oh, in and out.
Falls off, and Blackford's forced a foul, and the lead stays at 4.
His third.
13.6.
And Winchester continues
Timeout.
to hit their free throws.
We're putting Dalton is out with 4 fouls. Brown with 4. And, Steffen, they bring Steffen in, who has 4 fouls. Winchester with the timeout.
Timeout charge to Winchester.
And the lead's back at 6, so Blackford is going to have to come down. Maybe we can get Luke to nail a 3 and get that free throw to cut it to 2. These last 30 seconds have taken a lot longer.
Long time.
Yeah, we're down to 13.6 seconds. Winchester 98, Blackford 92, and anybody that would have talked to me before this game, I'd have said there's no way either team would have scored this many points. I believe that Harold's site picked Blackford to win 74-59, and that goes along with last year Blackford defeated Winchester in Winchester 65-50. Winchester has scored 70 points since halftime, and Blackford has put up 44.
Wow.
So that tells you a lot. 70-44 in 20 minutes of the second half. So
that is insane stats right
yes,
now.
Yes, it's kind of crazy. You don't see teams score. I mean, it is counting the overtime, but you just don't see teams put up that kind of numbers.
No, you don't. All right. Blackford to inbound the ball. Trails by 6. Hoover to inbound to Brown. Brown hustling.
Trying to double
behind
team
the
him.
back. 3.
Good. It is.
7 seconds, and they're letting the ball
Yep.
go. Timeout.
They don't
You're
have a
letting the
timeout.
ball-
They don't have a timeout. That was the problem. And the clock runs out, and they're calling the game right there. Final score, Winchester 98, Blackford 95, and Winchester's kids are storming the court. And unfortunately, some Blackford kids are running out there bumping into them too, I believe.
What?
I thought there was a couple kids that ran from our side of the court, unless they were from Winchester.
They must have been from Winchester.
Holy cow.
All right, that's your final, 98-95. And you know what? I'm going to get into an ad real quick and let you tally up everything, and we'll be back.
Veterans or AMVETS. Our mission is to help all veterans secure the benefits they're entitled to as part of their enlistment. If you're a veteran and have never registered with the VA, contact us to discover all the benefits you may be entitled to. Our service officers are local in VA hospitals in Fort Wayne, Marion, and Indianapolis. They're certified to file a VA claim for you and see it through at no charge to you. Contact AMVETS at the number listed below.
When you're down under a minute and it's an overtime or even in the fourth quarter and it's a close game, the officials have to have the right to stop that clock while they do that.
Yes.
I mean, you could.
Because they did it twice.
Yeah, you could knock that ball and let it go rolling. What if it goes rolling over there? Game's over. And
exactly.
Yeah, I don't like that either.
That's not a good way to end a game. It's not what the fans want. It's not what anyone wants. So.
Not at all.
And it's very slick.
You have your stats?
Yep, I got scoring anyway and a few other things.
I'll let you get to your scoring then right now.
Okay. Blackford led at halftime 48-28 over Winchester and just shot fantastic the first half, 53% from three-point range, 8 for 15. They were 50% overall in the first half and hit 10 out of 12 free throws. Second half, different story. Winchester came out and they knew that they had a lot of work to do to get back in the game, and they did. And they outscored Blackford 70-47 in the third and fourth quarters and overtime to win this game tonight, 98-95. Winchester improves to 8-5 and has now won 7 out of 8 games. They're playing well. Blackford 8-4 and has lost 2 in a row now, and it's got to be a little disappointing for Blackford coming off that win huge win where they just played marvelous last week against Madison Grant.
Yep.
If you could bottle the first half tonight, I'm not sure Blackford would lose too many more games if they can play whole games like they did that first half.
Right.
They really, statistically, for Winchester, Sparks ends up with 25 points, 20-plus rebounds, and did not play the last minute or overtime for Winchester at 6'8". That was a big hit to them. But the story of the night, Brooks Burleson, a sophomore 5'11" guard, scores 32 points in the second half and overtime and finishes with 35 after going into the halftime locker room with 3 points.
That is the
Yes.
key to the game.
He averaged 10.8 points. However, he went crazy behind the three-point arc, and he was hitting 40% coming into this game, and I would say he matched that, if not did better. And then we also had Wade Sickles with 8, Nathan Dunica with 6, Levi Slusher with 11, and Gage Patterson with 11. We also then, for Blackford had Dalton Willman with 7. Cameron Elam did not score after the first half. 10 points at halftime. He did get his rebounds to get a double-double, so he had 10-plus rebounds in the second half. Strobel comes out after a 2-point first half, scores 14 in the second half, finishes with 16 points. Max Wars has 8 after he had 5 at halftime, adds 3 in the second half. And then Luke Brown, who went into halftime with 25 and scores 29 points in the second half and overtime to finish with 54 points tonight in the game. It just, unfortunately, as well as Blackford played that first half, the second half went just the opposite for him, and giving up 70 points basically in 20 minutes of third, fourth quarter, and overtime. So just a lot to work on. But, good thing is they're 8-4. They're only halfway through the season, and there's a lot to learn. And you know what? That's why you have a 23-game schedule to get ready for the sectional.
That's right. Like I've always said, and you were saying, you learn more by losses than you do by wins. But it doesn't matter how many games you win during the regular season. It doesn't matter how many you lose. The season starts after sectionals.
Absolutely. I've seen football teams with 1 win, 2 wins, and they're playing in a state championship.
Exactly. Madison Grant did that.
Well, Fort Wayne Lures did it a couple years ago.
Didn't win a game all season long, but went to the sectional championship game by winning 2 of the 3 and lost in sectionals and just barely lost.
Yep.
But right now I want to work it over to bowling because I've gotten a bad rep for people thinking that I don't like bowlers. So you get the pleasure of talking to me today about bowling. Ashley Willman places 5th out of 6. You had to be in the top 6 to advance to regionals or semi-state?
Semi-state.
So you had to place in the top 6. You placed 5th and I know these numbers are not going to be right because I only remember like the first one. It was a 151, a 2-something, a 2-something, and a 2-something.
For me?
Yeah.
I had a 155, a 151, and then a 209.
There you go. I knew it was something like that.
There you go.
So you've been bowling since I've known you, which was you were like 10 years old.
Yeah.
How long have you been bowling?
Well, I bowled a lot when I was younger, but then I took a break, and then I actually got serious like 5 years ago.
Okay. So you've just gotten serious here within the last 5 years.
Yeah.
So what is the competition like at regionals this weekend?
It's really stressful because I didn't go to those lanes before, so I wasn't comfortable with the approaches. And,
okay.
There's girls from like my, conference.
Yeah.
And actually that helps a lot because they are there supporting you and you're supporting them, and you actually get to have someone that has your back rather than just being there with no one.
So it's not necessarily a competition with the other girls. It's a competition with yourself,
right.
And you guys all support each other.
Yep.
So it's not like coming out here to a basketball game where you you are yelling in your opponent's ear,
Yeah, no.
you know, hey, I want to see you hit this one in the gutter or something like that, right?
Right.
So you guys are all supporting each other, and you had some girls that you actually knew.
Yeah.
So that makes it a little easier. What's it going to be like going to semi-state for you?
I went last year, and I didn't do well. So this year, I'm just trying to make the cut and go to state.
All right, what's the cut going to have to be for you to go to state?
I'm not sure. I really don't know. It depends on how many girls are there.
Top three to five, a roundabout figure.
Maybe.
So top 3 or 5 or maybe even more girls, and then you'll be going to state. So where is semi-state for you?
It's going to be at Kokomo. I don't know what the lanes are called. But
Okay. When will you know what lanes?
When I get home. I have it on in my paper. I just haven't read it.
That's fine. That's no big deal. So I know I took you off the floor. You were actually talking to somebody.
Yeah.
And you didn't want to come up here, but I kind of forced it on you, didn't I?
Yeah.
All right. So not a big deal. What do you think you're going to have to bowl at semi-state to make it?
Oh, gosh. Probably at least 180s or higher.
Okay. What is your normal average for a bowling competition, score-wise?
Well, sectionals, I had a 202, 188, and a 202, I think. And then today it was just bad.
So you had 2 in the 150s, right? What was going on in those? Is it just nerves, getting the nerves out of the way?
Yeah, nerves, and I just wasn't hitting my line, and I was just not doing my normal routine.
Okay. So maybe a little bit getting into your routine before you get down there, maybe scoping out the lanes beforehand.
So, Ashley, if you made it to semi-state having an off day, that's got to leave you kind of confident too, though.
Right.
Yeah, there you go.
If you roll those sectional numbers again, maybe you're going to state.
I know. I hope so.
Well, good luck.
Thank you.
Senior year, chance to go to state next weekend, semi-state.
Yep.
Now, are fans allowed to come out there, or do they just kind of try to limit it?
Fans can come. You just have to pay the entry fee.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, you let us know.
Okay.
And maybe we'll put some words out there and get some fans behind you.
Okay.
So
thank
that we
you.
can send you on to semi-state. So it's Saturday. Is it usually in the morning, afternoons?
Singles is in the morning.
Okay. So early in the morning. There shouldn't be any basketball games. Maybe some wrestlers will have something going on in the morning. But Blackford fans need to come out and support Ashley Wellman. Now, you're the only one from boys or girls that's moving on.
Yep.
Braden Coons didn't bowl well enough. He had a 7th place finish today, I think is what I read. It was either 7th or 9th.
Yeah.
So he doesn't advance, but you do. 2nd year in a row going to semi-state.
Yep.
Let's get out there and support Ashley as she makes her bid in her senior year going to state.
Thank you.
All right, you're welcome. Have a good day.
You too.
Be careful on the way home.
All right.
All right, Chris. Thank you. What do you think?
I think that, you know, the kids just need to get away from basketball tomorrow. Thank goodness I think the girls' sectional drawings are tomorrow and not the boys.
Yep.
And just recoup, come out.
Wait a second.
And the girls' drawing tomorrow, or is that next week?
It's next.
Okay, next
Sunday.
Sunday.
26th.
Well, I heard Bobby Cox talking about it on the radio today, so I was thinking maybe it snuck up on me.
Yeah.
But just, you know, get away and come back Monday refreshed and go, hey, let's build on our Madison Grant game. Let's build on the first half of the night, and let's see what happens next weekend. I've seen they play Frankton, I believe, Friday.
Yes, they don't have a game until Friday.
Okay. And I tell you, I watched Frankton play LaPel, and Frankton is young. The coach's son, Brobston, he handles the ball. He's the biggest kid on their team, but he handles the ball a lot, and he is the one that kind of their offense runs through.
Right.
And but they don't quit. LaPel had them down by double figures, and I was telling you earlier, it was a 4-point game with under 30 seconds to go. Very beatable, though. They are not the Frankton team that they've had the last couple years that went down to the state finals. They very beatable team, but Blackford's got to come out and play like they did in the first half, and I'm not too sure too many people can beat Blackford when they play like that.
I was getting ready to say the same thing. Blackford is unbeatable when they come out and play their style of offense, which is quick, moving the ball up and down the court. Today they had really hard time finding that open man, and, of course, you're going to have the officials that are going to let fouls go.
and which was the case tonight, and there's nothing you can do about that. So Blackford's got to learn to play through those and not let the officials get into their head and dictate their game.
Yeah, that game kind of got helter-skelter and was probably a tough one to officiate because it was up and down, and, you probably could have called a foul on every play and probably could have let every play go.
Exactly.
And the one thing that Blackford's got to do, and it, you're up by 20 points at halftime, and you just played awesome. It's very hard to come back with that same intensity. It really is, and I would say that about the best team in the state to the worst team in the state. They're high school kids, and you tend to relax a little bit when you go out there. And, ask the Houston Texans, right? 24-0. Game's over. They're going to the AFC Championship, and you're up at home watching it on TV.
And they didn't score another point.
Exactly. And Blackford just – I think they went from being relaxed to where they were going, uh-oh. And you don't see a kid go nuts like Burleson did either. But then – trying to get the ball down court, they just made too many mistakes. When you throw the ball away 10 times on the other end of the court, it gave them a lot of points, and it's a tough one. It'll be a tough one to bounce back from. Any loss is tough, but like I said, you learn more from losses. So, hey, let's look at this and see what can we learn. When you're up 20 points, get up 30 points, get up 35 points. When the other team starts pressing, that's something that they can learn tonight.
Right.
They had trouble against their press. Let's figure out, let's not let that happen because Franklin's going to see this game film.
Yeah.
And you think they're not going to come out and maybe try that next week? Probably.
They definitely are.
So let's get better at that. And by the time Tipton rolls around, let's get better at everything we can be and be ready to win a sectional.
You're absolutely right. And on that, Chris, I'm going to give one last statement, and then we're going to call this a game.
Well, I appreciate you having me here tonight.
No, I appreciate you coming here because I don't know that I would have been as laid back and quiet as I was without somebody here to kind of take over and keep my emotions in check, because I definitely wanted to scream and shout and swear and curse and do everything else to those officials and to these boys. So we definitely didn't want that. But Ashley Willman next week is going to be playing January 25th. That's Saturday morning. It says opening ceremonies will be at approximately 8:30. Wait a minute here. Competition should begin around 9 a.m., and they are going to be at Heritage Lanes, 1301 West Lincoln Road in Kokomo, Indiana. So get over there, support Ashley Willman as she makes her bid to go to state in her senior year.
Of the Blackford Sports Network, we would like to thank the athletic departments of both schools and thank you for watching this broadcast of the Blackford Bruins. Remember to see our sponsors and thank them for giving us the opportunity to broadcast live